Hello, this is Dan Farisi, Editor-in-Chief with Commercial Integrator. So happy to be joined today by Josh Rush, who is Chief Marketing Officer with Audinate. The topic of conversation today is ISE 2023. I know Audinate is going to have a big presence on the show floor, a lot of exciting things going on, and I can't wait to talk to you, Josh, about it. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, happy to be here, Dan. Thanks for having me. And I was joking. It's great to actually talk to you, not on a trade show floor, even though we're going to be there in a couple of weeks. So good to see you face to face.
Absolutely. It's always good to connect with you, my friend. The first thing I'm going to start out talking about is that Audinate will, as I say, be at ISE, specifically Hall 3, booth 3R100. So I encourage everybody who's watching this video to check out the Audinate booth. To put a little bit of meat on those bones, Josh, why don't you tell me what Audinate has in store for ISE 2023? Why our audience should flock to that booth? Again, booth 3R100.
Sure. Yeah. Happy to talk about what we're doing at ISE. So first of all, we're really excited to be going back to Barcelona again. We were really happy with the way ISE went for us last year, and we look to expand on that this year as we return to Barcelona. The big focus for us is going to be continuing the momentum around Dante AV. And so that's something we've been talking about for the last couple of years. And it's the Dante's push into video, into network video. And we made an announcement back at IBC in September around a new flavor of Dante AV, and that's Dante AV H, and the H stands for H.264. And we're really going to be talking about that Dante AV ecosystem, showing how that's growing, and talking about some of the new partners that have joined the Dante AV ecosystem. So that's going to be a big focus for us in our booth. As well as continuing to show innovations on the audio side and on the control side as well too. So some advancements with Dante Domain Manager and some of the control and management tools that we have.
So there's clearly going to be a lot for people to check out at the Audinate booth. And you started, with Dante, of course, and Dante AV, names that have so much equity in our industry these days, that are so well respected and so well known. It sounds like when people go to your booth, again, 3R100, they're going to get an opportunity to look at kind of a new family of products or an expansion of your offerings.
Yeah, that's right. And so I touched on this a little bit before, but we've really grown the Dante AV family, both in terms of the solutions that we're offering, but also the number of manufacturers and the types of products that are going to be available. And so I'm not sure if the audience followed our announcements from September, but we've had Dante AV, the solution that we've had on the market for a couple of years now, and have had a number of manufacturers that have adopted that. And we've rebranded that product Dante AV Ultra, because that's our really high performance, high end, ultra low latency, super high quality from a video perspective solution. And we want there's absolutely a segment of the market that makes sense for that type of solution. But we wanted to expand the reach of Dante AV, and that's where we rolled out the Dante AV H solution. And combined across these two flavors of Dante AV, we're now approaching almost 30 manufacturers who have adopted the technology and are in the process of rolling out products that support the two different versions of Dante AV. So in addition to Bolin and Patton, who are some of our early manufacturers that had products on the market around Dante AV, we've announced companies like Lumens, Minray, Aver, HuddleCam. So BZB Gear is another one. So a number of companies that are bringing new products, both PTZ cameras, encoders, decoders, whole plethora of products that are going to be available that support Dante AV. So we're really excited about how that ecosystem is grown. It's actually, internally, it takes us back to the early days of Dante when we saw that flywheel get going, and manufacturers adopting the technology, customers starting to adopt the technology. It's really exciting to watch that happen again now with network video in addition to network audio.
It's really a very impressive group of partners, and the sheer number of them also grabs a lot of attention. Clearly, Dante AV is on the rise and gaining real traction among the leaders in our industry. Let's pivot a little bit and talk about OEM and designing products for Dante AV. Where does OEM fit into that ecosystem?
Well, it's certainly the first step in the process. And so, if you think about what it takes for us to bring something to market, we need to first work with our OEM manufacturers, and then they need to build Dante into their products, and then ultimately those come to market. And then that's when the designers, the integrators, the end customers can get their hands on product and start to use it. And so we've been at the discussion with the manufacturers for a number of years now, and that's certainly, I think you have to go back to ISE 2019. I think is when we first showed the very first demo of a prototype of Dante AV. So going back all the way to those discussions in 2019, that's what started to get the momentum going with the OEM community. And that's also part of what's led to our expansion of the products that we offer to OEMs. So we have the traditional Dante AV, the Dante AV Ultra solution, that's for those manufacturers that are looking for the higher performance network video. But through those discussions is where we got the feedback of having a variety of solutions for OEMs that could be integrated into other products that maybe either couldn't take the form factor of the existing Dante AV, they were targeted at a different segment of the market, or were trying to hit a different price point. And so that's where we come up with the different flavors for Dante AV to be able to fit into what those OEMs are trying to do with their customers and with the market. So so really happy with the momentum there and the engagement with our OEM community. And then some of the announcements that are going to be coming out soon are around the next step that I talked about, which is their products coming to market and being able to be purchased and used by the end user community.
So you'd mentioned the different flavors. We talked a little bit about, the Dante AV offerings so far, but let's talk about how it is differentiated as a family, as Dante AV from competitors. What makes Dante AV different? What makes Dante AV special?
Yeah, that's a great question, Dan. So there's a couple things I really like to highlight around this. So first of all, when you look at the network video market, it generally tends to be a lot of closed ecosystems. And so people that have built bespoke solutions around either a proprietary codec or products that are designed just to work together. And one of the things that made Dante really successful on the audio side was this concept of interoperability. And so the fact that you could just get a product from any manufacturer, and if it said Dante on the back, you plugged it in and it just worked. And so that's what we've been trying to bring to the network video market. And so the great thing is, regardless of the manufacturers, and I listed a bunch of them there that are supporting Dante AV, you take their product, you plug it in, and it's just going to show up in Dante Controller and work with Dante Domain Manager, and you'll be able to route those signals across manufacturers' products, and it works just like it does on the Dante audio side. And so that's one of the big things that we're bringing to the table. And the second is the Dante audio ecosystem. And so one of the big benefits of using Dante AV over some of the other network video solutions that are out there is that it works seamlessly with that whole network of Dante audio products that are out there. And again, the audio and video are seamlessly integrated. The third part that I'd mentioned is, and this is more specific to our Dante AV Ultra product, is the really tight synchronization and ultra low latency that we're able to bring to the market. And we think that's really, really important. There's use cases there, especially on the performance side of the market, where having that tight lip sync and having perfect synchronization between the audio and video really solves problems for integrators and customers when it comes to having networked audio and video in the same installation together.
That's really a powerful set of three differentiators. And I would just circle back quickly to what you said, which is being able to kind of tap into the penetration that Dante itself already has. We've all seen Dante spoken here all over trade show floors for years and years and years. To be able to tap into that with Dante AV as well is a key and really beneficial differentiator. As we begin to wrap up the conversation, I didn't want to leave Dante Studio by the side. Can you tell me a little bit about Dante Studio?
Absolutely. Yeah, actually, thanks for the reminder on that. So Dante Studio is actually a really important piece of the puzzle. And so as everyone knows, with any sort of video and actually audio, for that case, workflow, the computer plays an important role, and increasingly so now with our hybrid use cases. So if you're trying to take your video signal, it's not just about getting it from an encoder to a decoder and showing it on a screen in the room. It's also, how does it get into any sort of software application? So whether that's a UC application, because you're taking that video stream and putting it into a Zoom or Teams feed, or getting it into video editing software. So if you're using OBS or vMix, you need to be able to get those video signals into software. So that's where Dante Studio comes in. And it's a really important bridge that can take those Dante AV signals, whether it's AV Ultra or AVH, get those signals into the computer and into software. And we have three components of Dante Studio. So one of those is Dante Video RX. So that's the receive capability to be able to get the video signals in. There's Dante Video TX, which is transmit. So that's being able to take a video source or even a desktop of a computer and have that become an input into a Dante AV network. And then there's Dante Video Viewer. And that's really a multi-view capability. So you can actually monitor and view the Dante AV signals that are going across the network. So those three tools combined make up the Dante Studio suite. And as I mentioned before, I think it's a really critical part of any workflow that involves network video.
So my last question was going to be what ISE attendees should check out when they go to the Audinate booth. But based on what we've talked about over the last 10 minutes, I guess my question is, what do they check out first? You have so much going on at ISE. What's the first thing they should check out? Because there's a whole lot.
Well, the first thing they're going to see when they come to our booth is actually a wall that has all of these manufacturers that have adopted Dante AV, all of their products that are on display, a bunch of logos. And as I mentioned, it's almost a little bit of deja vu for me, because I remember when I first joined the company 8 years ago, we were having similar discussions, but it was on the audio side. So we were talking about the growth of manufacturers, the growth of products that were coming to market. And now we're seeing that same thing happen on the video side. And so that's the first thing people will see in the booth is just how big the family's gotten and the ecosystem of products that are coming to market. The other thing we've done differently with our booth this year is we're doing more of a use case setup. So we're going to have a sort of a mini live performance area of the booth. So you can see how Dante is used both on the audio and video side in that live performance and production use case. And then we're going to do the same thing for education and the same thing for a corporate use case as well too. So it's not just about the plethora of products that are available, but really seeing how Dante can be used on both the audio and video side for real world use cases. So people can come there and see how it could fit into their particular installation. So yeah, I would encourage everybody to come by the booth and see all of that firsthand.
I know that I can't wait to check it out myself. Thank you so much, Josh, for giving Commercial Integrator and our audience a sneak preview of what we can all look forward to seeing in Barcelona in Hall 3, booth 3R100.
Absolutely, and great to talk to you again, Dan, and look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.
Always great to see you, Josh. Josh Rush is Chief Marketing Officer with Audinate. My name is Dan Farisi, Editor-in-Chief with Commercial Integrator. Thank you so much for joining us today, and please check back on commercialintegrator.com regularly for more exciting ISE 2023 related content just like this.